Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be presenting my group's summary on our app called ParkPal, made by Jin, Andrew, and me, Richard Bernardin, Guilherme, and Dereck. We're going to start off with our introduction. Finding convenient, affordable, and legal parking in urban and suburban areas is a daily source of frustration for millions of drivers. The problem leads to lost time, unnecessary stress, and expensive parking fines. ParkPal is a mobile application concept designed to solve this problem by providing a focused, simple toolset for the last 50 feet of the parking experience. Instead of competing with full-scale navigation apps like Google Maps or Waze, ParkPal focuses on the critical moments after the drive, finding a nearby spot, remembering where you parked, and avoiding a ticket. This project will be developed using TypeScript with React, leaving leverage, specifically leveraging the React native framework for cross-platform mobile development. This modern stack was chosen to provide a robust, type-safe development environment, a declarative UI paradigm, and the ability to target both iOS and Android from a single code base, making it ideal for a consumer-facing mobile app. Now we'll be getting into our demographics. So this is pretty much just the 10 questions we have from our questionnaire. Most of them are pretty normal, such as asking what the user's name is, what's their age, what gender they have, and like what position. Position meaning like where are they in life? Like are they a teacher or a student? Like what was the reason for being in this parking lot? Their highest grade level, and then we have more specific ones to our app, such as how long to be using the web session computer for, what do they consider their computer knowledge, and then what types of activities do they usually do, and then maybe contact them on a later date for their input. Continue Demographics continue. This is just screenshots from our Excel sheet just to show you guys what we have. So on the left right here, this is our participant demographic characteristics. So pretty much all those questions that we asked about the demographics, just put in the Excel. As you can see, we got boisterous being part of the general public, college, 32 years using the web, and intermediate. And on the right, we just have a more cleaner version of this, but it's just asking about their knowledge skills. So as you see, the experts we have are Guilherme, Nick, and the experience is Adriana, and the intermediate is Boitros and Cece. Demographics continue. These are just the results from our 10 questionnaire questions. So as you can see, these are pretty much normal ones, BY General Public, BY College. But we're gonna read some of their stuff on question number nine. If you don't remember if you don't remember what number nine is basically asking what types of activities does it usually do on the internet. So we abbreviate all their names so it can be a lot cleaner and easier to read without messing up on their names. So BY, read the news, surf social media, talk with friends in colleges through WhatsApp and work. GF, play video games, talk with friends in Discord, do schoolwork for CS, watch videos online. AS, mostly work, listening to music, and reading books. SC, mainly I use the internet for work and sending emails. NV, I am a cybersecurity analysis, so I use the internet daily for work. And then if you're wondering what number 10 is, once again, 10 is just maybe contact the user about their input on a later date. Three of them said no, two say yes. For the ones who say yes, we decided to not put the emails just to keep it more personal. Now we'll be getting into our task and scenario like goals. We have 10 tasks, so I'll be trying to get through these as fast as we can without messing up too much. But it's gonna be a minute because, like I said, it is 10. So let's get ready. Task one. Task/goal verbiage. Goal, find nearby parking options. Description, the user wants to see a simple map displaying nearby garages, lots, and street parking zones with prices and operational hours. Open the app and grant location permissions. The map centers on the user's current position. Nearby parking options populate as pins/icons on the map. Tapping a pin reveals price, hours, and parking type. User selects a desired location for directions or details. And if you're wondering, this is a screenshot again from my Excel that we'll be using for a correlation. Now the results are just them answering or giving us their opinion on the parts of the app, or at least on task one. So we can read them. So BY found nearby garages immediately using the app, difficulty one. GF very fast and intuitive to view parking spots options, difficulty one. AS took a moment to understand icons but worked well, difficulty two. SC initially confused by symbols but figured it out, difficulty two. And NV needed to zoom in to clearly see location, difficulty three. So we had them rate their experience on certain parts of the app from 1 to 4, 1 being good, and then 4, of course, being extremely bad or bad. And the correlation we found for this is that the only people who rated task one difficulty are women. If it only me, we can go back. The two people who rated it a 2 are the only two females. Nothing wrong with that. Now we're on task 2. Task/goal verbiage. View parking details. Description. The user records their parking location using a GPS pin, optional photo, and a short text note. Open the app and tap Save My Icon. A GPS pin is automatically dropped at the user's location. User may add a photo for reference. User may add a text note. Example, level 3, spot A, 34A. The saved location is stored and accessible later. Task 2 continued. Again, another screenshot from our Excel sheet that we'll be using for correlation, for both of our correlations, since we have 2 of them. Let's see. Results. BY, tap garage and saw price instantly, difficulty 1. GF, clear display of cost and operating hours, difficulty 1. AS, expected info panel to be larger, difficulty 2. SC, took a few taps to open details properly, difficulty 2. And then NV, text was readable but slightly small, difficulty 2. Correlation. The correlation is that the only people who rated task 2 difficulty a 2 are the people who have more than 10 years and less than 31 years using the web. And the other correlation is that the only people who rated task 2 difficulty a 1 are the people who have at most 10 years or more than 31 years using the web. Let's go back to our screenshot here. Once again, the people who rated it on 1, 10 or less, and more than 31 years. And everyone else here is more than 10, but less than 31. Task 3. Task/goal verbiage. Save your parking location. Description. The user records their parking location using a GPS pin. BY pin drop instantly with no confusion. Difficulty 1. GF worked as expected, but the button could be larger. Difficulty 2. AS unsure if pin was saved at first. Difficulty 3. SC needed on-screen to confirm save. Difficulty 2. NV took time to understand what the pin meant. Difficulty 3. Correlations. Users with more web experience generally found dropping the pin easier. The confusion reported by NV and AS difficulty 3 suggests that their feedback loop confirming the pin is saved needs to be more explicit for users who aren't experts. Task 5. Task/goal verbiage. Add a text to your spot. Description. User may add a text note. Results. BY. Easy to enter spot number. Difficulty 1. GF. Very fast to save a note. Difficulty 1. AS. Keyboard covered. Confirmation button briefly. Difficulty 1. SC. Slight delay finding save note. Difficulty 2. And NV. Small font made typing difficult. Difficulty 3. Correlations. Older/more experienced web users, B and A, found the text entry easy on 1, while the youngest user, N, struggled with the font size, 3. This suggests the input fields may be too small or lack contrast. Task 6. Task/goal verbiage. Set a parking timer. Description. The user sets a meter timer that sends a push notification 15 minutes before expiration to avoid parking tickets. Results. BY. Timer was simple to set. Difficulty 1. GF. Slider made it very intuitive. Difficulty 1. AS. User unsure if alert was automatic. Difficulty 2. SC. Did not realize warning was set by default. Difficulty 2. NV. Needed confirmation message for confidence. Difficulty 3. Correlations. Most users found the slider too intuitive. Difficulty 1 to 2. The slight friction came from users AS, SC, and NV. Unsure if the timer had actually started. indicating a need for a clear timer active confirmation message. Excuse, excuse me about that. Task 7. Task Let's Go verbiage. Verify notification works. Description: the user tests the alert system to ensure the app successfully delivers a push notification when the parking timer is approaching expiration. BY. Alert appeared correctly in test mode. Difficulty 2. GF. Push notification worked perfectly. Difficulty 1. AS. Did not immediately notice notification. Difficulty 3. SC. Phone notifications were disabled initially. Difficulty 3. NV required help enabling notifications. Difficulty 4. Coming to task 4, the difficulty here was caused by phone settings, enabling notifications, which caused significant friction. Difficulty 3 to 4 for multiple users unrelated to their web usage history. Task 8. We got 2 more tasks. Almost done. Task/go verbiage. Pay for a meter. Description: the user accesses a direct deep link integration to the city's official parking payment app. Example: Park Mobile, pay by phone. Results: BY. External app open instantly. Difficulty 1. GF. Seamless transition to the payment app. Difficulty 1. AS. Small pause before redirect. Difficulty 2. SC. Confused by switching different apps. Difficulty 4. NV did not know how to return to ParkPal. Difficulty 4. Correlations. The transition to an external payment app caused high difficulty. 4. For users SC and NV who felt lost once they left the ParkPal app. This suggests a need for back to ParkPal button or clear instructions before the deep link opens. Task 9. Task/go verbiage. Check street cleaning rules. Description: user verifies the legality of their spot for the current time by checking street cleaning schedules for that zone. Well, BY. Sorry. BY. Rules displayed but could be clearer. Difficulty 2. GF. Data was accurate and useful. Difficulty 1. AS. Unsure which zone applied to location. Difficulty 2. SC. Did not understand zone labeling. Difficulty 2. And NV. Too much text information at once. Difficulty 2. Correlations. Interestingly, users with more web experience, B, A, and S, rated this slightly harder, difficulty 2, than the expert user, G, who rated a 1. The feedback: too much text and unsure which zone suggests the data presentation is cluttered, confusing even experienced users. Oops, sorry. Task 10. Last one, guys. Task/go verbiage. Resume after app restart. Description: the user completely closes and relaunches the application to verify their safe spot and active timer persist without data loss. BY. Spot and timer saved correctly. Difficulty 1. GF. No data loss at all. Difficulty 1. AS. App loaded slightly slow. Difficulty 2. SC. Need a visual confirmation of saved pin. Difficulty 3. NV took time to recognize saved data. Difficulty 2. Correlations. The state restoration worked well technically, but users SC and NV hesitated, unsure if the data was actually safe. This highlights a need for a welcome back toast message, confirming their spot is still saved. And that was all of our tasks. Now we'll be getting into overall site experience. As you can see, this is just a chart of everyone's experience, just to make it more neatly. So we have the categories: negative, design/UI, and the features. And on the other side, we have positive feedbacks and negative feedbacks. I'll give you a second to read some of those. And now we're going to continue again. We have another chart where it just says, it represents the most requested improvements by count and participant mentioning it. So we have search by zip code, address, a 3. Remove/delay force login, that's a 2. Back to home button, 2. Clarify street cleaning, 2. And count up timer, 1. Once again, these are just people, the numbers are just saying who wants this fixed. Overall site experience continue once again. Now we'll be getting into some of the results we have. So we have high stability and simplicity, and then navigation friction. I'll give you a second to read some of those. Once again, overall site experience continued. We're getting into more stuff. Now we have authentication barriers, confusion points, and missing features. I'll give you another couple seconds to read those. And now we're getting into the last part of our presentation, conclusions and recommendations. We'll be going over some of the conclusions we made from our app and so from the people's results. So we have web experience reduces friction. System interruptions are universally confusing. Navigation dead ends. Barriers to entry and information overload. Give you a couple more seconds to read that. Now we'll be getting into the recommendations we have received. We have implement guest mode, add search by location, global navigation bar, contextual permission request, and accessibility use. Accessibility updates. I'll give you a couple seconds to read those as well. And that is it for our presentation of our summary of our app. I thank you for taking your time and listening, and I hope you, whoever's reading this and watching, have a great day. Thank you.